Hi guys, welcome back. Spoiler alert. Tom, an actor portraying a priest in the supernatural horror film The Georgetown Project, modeled after The Exorcist, meets a mysterious and untimely death on set in New York while rehearsing his lines alone. A supernatural force inexplicably takes his life. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Lee returns home after being suspended from school for vandalizing her principal's property during a protest. The film's demanding director, Peter, selects Anthony Miller, a seasoned actor and recovering alcoholic, to replace Tom in the role. Anthony, Lee's father, is still grappling with the loss of his wife and takes on the part of the priest. As he prepares for the role, Anthony's fortunes seem to shift when Peter, inspired by Anthony's troubled past, offers him the lead in a high-profile remake reminiscent of The Exorcist. Hoping to mend their fractured relationship, Anthony also helps Lee secure a job on set as his personal assistant, and the two begin to reconnect. During a cast and crew party, Lee befriends Blake, a well-known TV actress who plays a possessed girl in the movie. Blake shares eerie tales of how horror films like The Exorcist, The Omen, and Poltergeist were plagued by strange events during production. From the first day of filming, Anthony struggles both personally and professionally. He experiences vivid flashbacks to the sexual abuse he endured as a child, which he had recently revealed. Lee notices his increasingly strange behavior, including chanting Latin, wandering the house, and acting unpredictably. One unsettling incident finds her witnessing him urinating under flickering lights before appearing nude, staring at her menacingly. Later, he seems to reappear upstairs in a similarly disturbing manner. Lee initially attributes Anthony's erratic actions to his refusal to take his medication. However, things take a darker turn when she sees blackened veins spreading across his body, hinting at something far more sinister. On the 11th day of shooting, Anthony delivers a disappointing performance, leaving the cast and crew frustrated. Feeling sorry for him, Lee consults Father Kohner, a Catholic priest and psychologist hired as a consultant for the film. As Lee grows closer to Blake, she returns home one night to find Anthony covered in bleeding cuts and bruises. Convinced his behavior is due to neglecting his medication, Lee threatens to move out, but Anthony reacts with rage. His voice shifts to something otherworldly, and he traps her inside the house, ominously declaring, "You have no school, no mother, only me." When Lee cries out for him to leave, he replies chillingly, "My name is not Tony." By the 15th day, Anthony's injuries worsen and he struggles to control himself. A concerned Lee tends to his wounds, but Anthony urges her to return to school, fearing he may soon harm her. His behavior grows increasingly erratic, with incidents of self-harm, sleepwalking, and continued refusal to take his medication. Seeking answers, Lee and Blake meet with Father Kohner. Lee reveals details of Anthony's childhood trauma and shares a recording of his disturbing Latin prayers. Kohner identifies the chant as an invocation to Molech, a demon associated with child sacrifices and featured in the film's plot. Kohner warns that Anthony's role is taking a dangerous toll on his mental and spiritual state. On the 18th day of filming, Anthony struggles to deliver his lines. To push him, Peter cruelly urges him to recall his childhood abuse. When the cameras roll, Anthony undergoes a horrific transformation, contorting his body unnaturally and slamming his head against a table repeatedly. Peter begins to discuss replacing Anthony, but disaster strikes when Joe, a co-star practicing alone on set, is killed by shards of a shattered mirror, seemingly by a demonic presence. Anthony's behavior spirals further out of control. When Lee gives him his medication, he spits it out after licking her fingers unnervingly. Later, during a private moment between Lee and Blake, Anthony interrupts violently, attacking Lee and licking her cheek with a bloody tongue. Blake intervenes, striking Anthony, who then leaps out of a window. Desperate, Father Kohner decides to perform an exorcism on set. Confronting a fully possessed Anthony, Lee finds Blake and Kohner incapacitated. She tries to use a prayer book to banish the demon, but Anthony mocks her efforts. After Kohner succumbs to possession, Lee convinces Anthony to fight back. Encouraged by her pleas, Anthony stabs the possessed Kohner with a crucifix and performs the exorcism ritual. Kohner bursts into flames, and the demon is defeated. In the aftermath, Anthony reflects on how his bond with Lee has grown stronger through their ordeal. Lee, inspired by their harrowing experience, begins writing a screenplay for her own movie. Thanks for watching.